The power of proactive communication. How to become the most reliable person you can possibly be. In this video, I'm going to explore how you can proactively communicate in your business, in the workforce, with clients, whatever it is, why it's so important, and how all this aligns with the spirit of excellence, and what actually happens from the perspective of the person that you're working with when you are not proactive in your communication. Hi, I'm Sam. I'm the co-founder of Kingdom Impact Lab, and in this, what we do at Kingdom Impact Lab is we want to show people how they can proactively become Christ-like in all areas of their life, how they can recognize and move away from modern day sin caused by influences from the marketplace, the world, the culture, which is predominantly transactional, money focused, aligned with greed, power, pride kind of things, how you can recognize these subtle influences on your behavior and then proactively pursue Christ-likeness, how to proactively then pursue Christ-likeness in life, so you can, become better at what you do and be the biggest blessing to as many people as possible. In this video series, we are exploring the pursuit of excellence as a Christ-like virtue, and what that means is excellence in your ability, your skills, the results you deliver, excellence in your character, the person that you're going to become in the future, and excellence in your integrity, so that no matter how tough or difficult the situation you're in, you always stay true to your values and you don't deviate even if it goes against your own self-interest. So in this video, we're going to talk about why it's so important to communicate clearly, early, and proactively. Communication, that is a really, really big thing. It's something that I am actively trying to work on myself. Communication skills is a little bit difficult for me, especially verbally as an introvert, but it's something that I'm trying to work on. Communication is so important because something that I've always kind of said is that the person that I'm dealing with is not a mind reader, and so if the person that you're dealing with does not fully understand what's inside here, that is down to you not communicating things clearly and effectively. So having impeccable communication skills is an essential component of excellence, because the more clearly, precisely, succinctly you can communicate what your vision is, what the outcome you want is, what your expectations are, the more clearly defined the outcomes are, which means the person that you're interacting with has a much, much better chance of actually getting the outcome that you want them to get, whether it's for them personally or whether it's for you as a business owner that might be hiring them as a vendor or contractor or an employee. And the reason there is because Jordan Peterson often says that clarity is the most important thing that you can focus on doing, and it's the 80-20 of business, is getting clarity on what your vision is, what your goals are, and if there's one thing that anyone and everyone can focus on doing is clarity, 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 which means focusing on refining things, getting clearer, and then being able to effectively communicate it. So in this video in particular, I want to talk about proactive communication and how to become reliable. What I mean by proactive communication. So let me describe a scenario. This is a scenario that I have been in before in my previous business. It's a scenario that I'm currently in my own business. And again, it's entirely down to me. It's not the other person. It's me and my fault. And that is that I ask people to do tasks for me, but I'm not entirely sure what they are doing on a day-to-day basis. I'm not sure how they are allocating their time, effort, energy and resources, especially when I'm paying them. And naturally, when I don't have the clear communication, I start to make things up in my own mind, and I invent scenarios where they are underperforming, we're not getting results, and all of these, negative things as well. And this is something which Dan Sullivan at I forgot the name of his company now, Strategic something. Well, Dan Sullivan is a coach. He's been a coach for entrepreneurs for probably 50 years, and he's someone that I listened to a lot in the past, and he said the same kind of thing. It's actually where I learned the concept from, and that is that if people don't communicate what they're doing clearly to you, as the recipient, you will start to make things up in your mind about what they're doing, if they're wasting time, taking advantage. And so it is super important to have regular updates on what the progress is, how tasks are progressing, and what's actually happening within the project and the sphere that this person that you're working with is operating within, what challenges they have, what problems they have. And for me personally, I prefer regular and frequent communication, but the recipient, not the recipient, the person that I'm working with, often a team member, does not understand how important it is for me to actually have this clear communication for them. And it's something that I actively need to do and work on, because, well, I understand what it's like as the person that has poor communication to me, but I also understand it myself as someone who I only have a limited amount of time to do certain things, and I don't know when this time is going to end, because it kind of all depends on when my son starts banging on the office door. And so I try to get things done, and then I fail to communicate what my progress is as well to other people. So I understand where it comes from. I also understand, as someone that's committed this sin often in business with clients in the past, in general, poor communication is not a good thing. So here's the solution. Whoever you're working with, if you are the business owner hiring someone, if you are the person hired by someone to perform a task, if it's someone that you're interacting with or working with, always go above and beyond what's expected in terms of communication. If you're working on a project, give people more updates than is necessary. If they tell you that you are updating them on the progress too often, then you can reduce it. But if people are not telling you that you contacted them too often, or what to do is ask the person, how often do you want me to update what you're doing? Do you want me to update you daily, weekly, monthly? How do you want me to update you? And then they're going to tell you. If you ask, people will tell you what they want and what they expect, and then you simply fulfill on it. If somebody wants you to update them daily on the progress, if you're paying someone hourly and they want you to update them daily on how you've allocated the time, do it. It takes a minute, 2 minutes tops. And do it. Create a tracking sheet and then share it with them, and communicate with them in a way that the person you're dealing with wants to be communicated with. Ask them. The simple answer here is just ask. How often do you want me to update you on the progress here? How would you prefer me to update you? Would you want me to do it by email, SMS, a voice note at the end of the day? Fill in the tracking sheet so you can monitor and measure progress? Whatever they say, different people will want different things. Give it to them in the way that they want. And that is simply how you can have proactive communication. And then your goal is for the other person to know exactly where you're at, what you're doing, what you've had success with, what challenges you're currently facing at any moment of the day, at any moment in the week or month, when they can check in and see what the progress is like. And if you do that, and you are actually exceeding the targets and goals that you promised, and you are making your yes be your yes, and you keep promises no matter how big or small that you make, then you will become reliable. People will start to trust you, and well, all of this is within the spirit of pursuing excellence. So just to quickly summarize, you want to proactively communicate with what you're doing in as frequently or as often or as less often as the person you're interacting with wants, and you want to communicate in a medium format approach way that they want you to communicate with. And different people will want updates at different time frames in different formats. Your job is simply ask them. You'll get an answer. If they don't answer, follow up. If they don't answer again, say it again, but it's important for me as someone serving you to the best of my ability to understand what your expectations are in terms of communication, so I can give you what is necessary so you always know the progress of this project. And people will tell you what they want. Your job is to then simply fulfill it. And if you do that, you will become reliable, people will appreciate what you do, and you will become a proactive communicator operating within the spirit of excellence. That's all. See you next time.